Hello everyone. In today's video we shall talk about verification of laws of reflection and refraction using Huygens principle. Let us first see refraction. Consider there is an interface PQ between the two media, rarer and denser media, and consider the light rays when travel from rarer to denser. They bend and travel because of the difference in the velocities in the different media. We call this property as refraction. Now let us say the two parallel rays are traveling from denser to rarer to denser medium and touching the interface, right? These are the two incident rays. We are proving using Huygens principle. Our first step is drawing wavefront. We know how to draw wavefront. Please make sure you watch the previous video how to draw wavefront. Wavefront is always perpendicular to the direction of incident rays. So I am taking the wavefront which touches the surface PQ and I am drawing perpendicular line at the interface starting from the P, right? So this wavefront I am using a red color for indicating the incident wavefront. So always remember the wavefront is perpendicular to the direction of the incident rays. Let me denote this wavefront, incident wavefront, with AB. Now our second step is to draw the secondary wave or the refracted wave. So we all know from Huygens principle every point on the wavefront acts like a source of light. So on AB we have several points. All points act as a source of light. Let me take the first point B, which is in the air. Consider the light ray travels with the speed v1 in the medium 1, which is a rarer medium. So it travels with the speed v2 into the medium. So it advances into this direction. Let us say the time taken to travel from B to this point to touch the interface is t. So distance traveled will be v1t. Now how to draw wavefront? We will take the compass with the radius v1t and we will draw a spherical wavefront right from B, right? This is how we draw the wavefront. Like this we draw an arc from B. Now let me use a blue sketch so that it is visible clearly. Now this is the acts like a secondary wavelet. Now every point acts like a source of light, so I am directly going to point A. So the point A, if you see, the light now reaches the denser medium, so decreases, the velocity decreases. So the distance traveled at the same time also decreases. Let me take a small radius now, assuming the speed of the light reduces from V1 to V2. Now I am drawing one more secondary wavelet from here. Now all these wavelets, like from A to B, the secondary wavelets are joined by a tangent. We get a secondary wave, right? So now how much is the distance traveled by this wave into the medium is equal the speed of the light in the medium v2 and the time traveled t. So v2t is the distance traveled into the medium from the interface, right? The next step is we combine all these spherical wavefronts using a common tangent. We get a wavefront, new wavefront now. So this is a refracted wavefront. In order to get the refracted wavefront, we join with the help of a line drawn from here to here. Now this is the refracted wavefront. We got the refracted wavefront right now. Our next step is to draw the refracted light rays now. So wavefront is perpendicular to light rays. In the same way, light rays are perpendicular to wavefront. So in order to draw the refracted light rays now, I will draw the perpendicular line from here to here, right? Now we will draw the perpendicular line to this wavefront. We get a refracted light rays. So I am taking approximately perpendicular line from this line, refracted wavefront. From here I am taking 90 degrees. Now let us draw a perpendicular line here and in the similar way from here to here, right? These two serve as refracted rays. Now we can see very clearly the bending of light rays while traveling from rarer to denser. Let us draw a normal here. the angle between the incident ray and the normal is called angle of incidence, right? In the same way, angle of incidence we will take here, because that is the incident wavefront. It makes the same angle with the interface. Now this is 90 degrees because the wavefront is perpendicular to the refracted rays. This is angle of refraction r. So very clearly this will be 90 degrees. So 90 minus r will be here. So if it is 90 minus r, this is 90, this becomes r. Alright. I'm sorry, I forgot to name this refracted wavefront now. Let us say this is C and this is E. Now EC serves as refracted wavefront. Now let us write once again AB as incident wavefront, whereas EC is the refracted wavefront. Fine. From the figure it is clear that there are two triangles formed over, which is ABC and AEC. These two triangles, with the help of these we will find the loss of refraction. Now as we know this is perpendicular, now we can take sine of angle of incidence, which is opposite side, by hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is opposite side to the perpendicular. This is very important. Many students get confused over there. So BC by AC, not AB. Hypotenuse will be AC. Now what is BC? From the figure it is V1T by AC. Let us say this is equation number 1. Now from the triangle AEC, the angle R is formed over there, so sine R will be opposite side by, again hypotenuse will be the same, AC. It is also opposite to the perpendicular, AE by AC. We know light travels with the speed v2 in the second medium, so distance traveled from here to here is v2t. v2t by AC remains same. Let's say this is equation number 2. Now let us divide equation 1 by equation 2. We get sin I by sin R is equal to V1T by AC. Now we will take reciprocal into AC by V2T, right? Now we can cancel the common terms over there. TT gets cancelled and AC gets cancelled. Now sin I by sin R comes out to be V1 over V2. This is Snell's rule actually, because V1 by V2 is the ratio between N2 and N1. So hence we can prove Snell's rule using Huygens principle. Sin I by sin R is equal to N2 by N1. Now let us see the verification of loss of reflection using Huygens principle. Now consider Mn is a reflecting surface like a plane mirror. Now we will first consider incident rays which are falling onto the plane mirror at a particular angle. Now let us draw the second incident ray as well. Now in order to find angle of incidence, we will draw the normal first to the point of incidence. So the angle between the normal and incident ray is angle of incidence. So these are the incident light rays. Our second step is to draw wavefront, right? I told you already the wavefront is always perpendicular to the incident rays. Let me take a wavefront that touches the surface of the plane mirror at here. So approximately I am taking this as 90 degrees. So you can find here it is almost 90 degrees to it, right? So let me name this incident wavefront as AB. Now AB is what? Incident wavefront. Now let us say this touches the interface at a point C. Now our next step is to draw the wavefront. So let us say every point on the wavefront acts like a source of light. Now how do we draw the wavefront? We take the radius which is equal to BC. Here take BC is equal to V into T, velocity of light into time traveled, and we can draw the wavefront from here to here, right? Now let us draw the reflected wavefront. The reflected wavefront also travels with the same speed, because it travels with the same speed into the same medium. So every point acts like a source. Let us draw from A. Now we take the same radius of V into T and complete the second spherical wavefront from point A. Now let me use a black sketch for drawing this so that it is clearly visible. Now what is our next step? We will draw the reflected wavefront. So for drawing reflected wavefront, we will draw the tangent right from the point C to this wavefront that is drawn from point A. So when we join this with the help of a tangent, we get a reflected wavefront. Alright. Now this will be a reflected wavefront, which is the tangent drawn from the spherical wavefront that is drawn from point A to the interface point C. Now let us name this point as E. Now AB is the incident wavefront, whereas EC is the reflected wavefront. Now our next step is to draw the reflected light rays. So how do we draw reflected light rays? Very simple, draw the perpendicular line to the wavefront. It serves as reflected light rays. Now I am drawing perpendicular line which is to the wavefront. It is very clear from EC I am drawing one perpendicular line. So this is serves as reflected light ray. In the same way from the other side also, if we draw the perpendicular line, these two rays will serve as reflected light rays. Fine. So these two are reflected light rays. This is angle of reflection. This angle is 90 degrees and leftover angle will be 90 minus R here. So obviously the other angle formed at C is R. We have one more angle at A. As the light ray is making angle of incidence I, wavefront also makes an angle of incidence I to the interface. So this also becomes I. Right? Now there are two triangles formed from the figure. So let us take the two triangles which are formed are AEC and as well as ABC. So from this two triangles we are going to prove angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. Right? So these two triangles are congruent triangles because there is a common side. See, AC is the common side for both of the triangles. So you can say AC is equal to AC. In the same way, both are 90 degrees and also these hypotenuse are same. AB and AE both are not AE, EC. AB and EC are same. In the same way, 90 degrees and 90 degrees. So according to congruency rule, we can say triangle AEC is congruent to triangle ABC. So leftover angle of these two triangles are angle I, and in this triangle angle R. So obviously angle I and angle R from both of the triangles are same. So with this we can prove the loss of reflection. Incident angle is equal to angle of reflection.